Come and take opening prayer. Come and help us present this certificate to this person. You don't know what to say. They ask you. Sometimes you don't have to say anything, but when you have to speak, what will you say? What are the basic elements of vote of thanks? Come and give a welcome address. What should be there? What should be here? So I promise that I'm going to write it up for us and send it to our team so that we'll be able to know them, read them, and be able to practice them. So by next Sunday, we will have full-time practical session. The other Sunday after that, full-time practical session. Hopefully that we're going to end by the first Sunday in April. Probably be our exam. First, because I know that as soon as we come back from this, now enhance and build your confidence. The first thing I would say in building your confidence is that preparation matters. What did I say? Preparation matters a whole lot. It matters a great deal. So if you prepare well, you would have confidence in what you want to say. You will have confidence in yourself, at least to a degree that you know what you want to say. If you don't know what you want to say, you will increase your fears. But if you know what you want to say, it gives you at least that basic level of confidence that you need. So number one is what? Preparation matters. And in preparation, it's also important that you carry out all those things we said in the past, trying to survey and know the kind of audience you want to talk to, trying to know the purpose of what you want to say, trying to understand the right language that you should use, trying to understand the right medium for you to communicate that. You should have put all of those things in your mind as you're preparing. I'm going to show some of those things we do. Now, when I'm coming to preach or teach in a place, even in my preparation period, one thing that makes it more effective is that I already picture myself doing that thing. In fact, I have some times that it's even influencing what I'm going to wear. So I look at that topic, I'm meditating on it, I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to put points together on it. And I see myself teaching or speaking over that topic. And I even see myself wearing a particular dress. So, and I intentionally wear that dress because it's part of the energy to communicate that thing. So that's how preparation is when it has to do with speaking. You have to prepare effectively for what you want to say. Number two, I'll bring back what I've said before, and it's very important. It's also to take advantage of small talks. But in addition to that, I would also say take advantage of safe talks or less fearful talks. What do I mean? When we are looking for safe talks, that means in your family meeting at home, you should speak. Because that is what? It is safe. Even if you make mistakes there, they will probably pat your back. Even if they yab you in your house, you can take it better than when you mess up in the public glare of everybody. So it's always going to take advantage of both small talks and what? Safe talk. So you can plan, you can decide to, okay, that's what you want to say. You can call your friends and say, okay, can you hear me out? How am I hearing? How does it sound? Very, very important. Number three, which is also very important to me. Have a flow of thoughts. Have a flow of thoughts. What you want to say, what is the progression? How are you going to move? What is the flow chart of the things you want to deliver? I remember that if you have ever listened to Pastor W.F. 𝐒𝐭𝐚𝐲, there is a pattern that he uses to teach. If he wants to teach on, okay, 7 ways to do this, he can decide to use D. He can decide to start with determination, diligence. So he likes those kind of pattern because it makes him remember, it makes it have a flow that he can connect it. So because once it has a flow, your attention will not be so much or memorizing what you want to say. So you must have a flow. I remember for that group we used to have acronyms. So I remember I used to teach those days on gemstone. So when he picks G, he knows what G stands for, he knows what E stands for, and point. So it's always good to have a flow of thought. So what I used to do, for example, if you are to do opening prayer, you can already in your mind create a flow of thought. I do this first, move to this, move to this, move to this. Once you create that flow, it's part of the preparation stage, but I said to give it his own point, is having a flow of thought. Because people you are going to speak to are going to be carried along with a flow of thought. So once you can have a chain of from here, I'm talking here, I'm talking here, I'm talking here. You are coming with a little level of more confidence to do what? To deliver what you want to say. So have a flow of thought. In this strong of time, sometimes in my jotter, I have stopped doing all of that now because okay. But that time, I'll be drawing lines because sometimes when I'm preparing, the way thought comes into my mind is not the same way I will give that speech. What came to my mind last may be the first thing I am going to say. So if the time of preparation is very short, that after writing like that, I cannot now rewrite it again and arrange it. All I just need to do is to be drawing lines. I'll just like a graph from here, move here, next one. So I already have that flow of thought in my mind. Number 4, which will help you overcome when we build more confidence or remove fear, is that every good speaker that you know today, they are still afraid of speaking. So every good speaker that you have seen that is speaking today, all of them still have stage fright. All. Even for every new audience you are going to speak to, there is that level. So what we simply do is that we overcome it with certain kinds of mindsets. And that's something I want to share with you. Now the first mindset to overcome that fright is that what is the worst that can happen? Can somebody tell me? So we give you the microphone to come and do opening prayer. We give you the microphone to come and say, what is the worst that can happen? You say what? Somebody should talk to you. What is the worst that can happen to you? The audience laughing at you. Good. That's not even the worst step. Going blank has happened before. In fact, Dr. Alasa came to speak to us. He told us that story. That when he was an FS president, the first time they gave him a microphone, he got there and he did not know anything. He couldn't even say anything. So they even helped him to leave the place because it was too bad that he couldn't leave by himself. And they had to help him leave the first time. But today, he's an amazing speaker. So think about the things that can go wrong. What is the worst that can happen? As long as the worst that can happen will not take your life, there is nothing to fear. Yes. So this is what you will do. Ask yourself the worst that can happen. And ask yourself, has this thing happened to other people before? This worst that is going to happen if I mess up this thing. Has it ever happened to anybody before? Did they overcome it? Yes. Did they come out of it? Yes. Did they now become a good speaker? Yes. Why? To make your public speaking success story more interesting. And there used to be a time where I used to flop. There used to be a time that I would even cry on the stage because I do not remember what to say. So that's one key way. Number 2 mentality you should have is that the people you are speaking to, not all of them want you to fail. Hello? Because sometimes we feel that these people we are talking to, they don't want us to mess up how we are speaking. No, it's not all of them. But most of the time, they want you to actually speak well. They want you to actually speak well. So you know that they are not expecting you to fail. You have to put all those things in your mind and prepare your mind for that. What is the worst that can happen? These people don't want me to fail. Even if I flop, I will do what? I will bounce back again because it's Part of the process. That all of that it should be under number 4. Now number 5. Connect with your audience. Connect with your audience. So this is where we're going to now have interaction. Connect with what? This is where everybody's ingenuity now comes in. How do you connect with your audience? I'm listening. I want feedback. All right, yes.
Tell short stories. Yes, we do.
Yeah, tell short story. However, there are some instances that you don't have the opportunity of stories. But if you are a good storyteller, you can tell a story. I've said it several times and again. People like gossip. People just like gossip. Whether you're telling them a story of what happened to you, or what happened to somebody, or what happened to something, they want to hear. People like gossip. So connect with stories. But you may not, for example, if they're going to come and take opening prayer, for instance, you may not have the privilege of stories. Yes, because the story may even take our time. If you go to places like Salvation Ministry, sometimes the item they give you to take in service, they give you 40 seconds. I mean, their own time used to be very, very funny. Yeah. We had things like 50 seconds. That have you heard them speak in Salvation Ministry? They are very, very fast. If they're taking a prayer, I don't know what they're saying. Let's say everything I want to do, they move to them, because it's time. They have about 5 services. So you cannot come and be telling us story of how bamboo eats banana. It's not going to work. So you may not have to do stories. What other way do you connect? Yes. Eye contact. Powerful tool. Eye contact. Now let me give you a code for eye contact. Well, some public speaking experts may rule out this code, but I'm telling you by experience, this would work. So people say it's not good, it's not right, but that's their opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm helping you to start speaking well. Now, out of that audience, there must be somebody who is interested in you. You're looking at this. Yes. Let me tell you, in churches like Christ Embassy and all those things, they carefully select those who sit in front. Yes. That's why you see them, whether the reverend Pastor Chris drop is powerful or not powerful, they react. Yes, sir. Preach it, sir. They think that energy. If you go for, there was a particular concert that happened in the US. I've forgotten, there was a rift between 2 of those artists. So there was a concert, the other person was hosting a concert. You know what the other person did to him? He paid for all the seats in front. And nobody was there. Because it was the one that paid. So nobody is the own the seat. He paid for all the front seats like this. He paid for all. So you are coming to, you don't understand how concerts is. It is the energy of the people that they need. That feedback is powerful. There was nobody in front. The first person is sitting from that room. I know it's a very highly organized place. Your seat is your seat. It's numbered. You can't stand up from there. So that's why they carefully select who sits in front of those churches. So that the pastor is preaching, they are nodding. They are giving that pastor that feedback. Now, since you are not the owner of the audience, so you cannot select who sits where. But as you come up, start talking. Look for that one person that is just looking at you nicely. Focus on the person. As I'm talking now, Rose is smiling. I will not be preaching to her. From there, I will look to another, because you cannot stay with one person throughout, because it's not right. Look at as I'm preaching, I will look here and look here. So I have to find that person here, and find that person here, and find that person this way. Before you know, you will start gaining more. So you have to maintain eye contact. People will teach you and say, look above their heads. It's not always good. Because looking above their head, what happens to you is that you will not even get their feedback. So people are already yawning at you. But people are already carrying out their drawing. Anytime somebody sits in your class, and the person is drawing, it shows 2 things. The person is bored, or the person is not interested in that subject matter. Now, it's some people's, sometimes it's not the fault of the speaker, it is some people's bad in the sense that they cannot pay, they have children attention span. Have you watched cartoons before? 10 minutes, episode is over. Because that is the attention span of children. Now you see people that have grown, as we are like this, talking like this, once that class has passed 20 minutes, they are off. They are off. They can't maintain attention to learning. So sometimes it will not be your fault. But in that instance, that one is not the class of today. That is how you continue to take them along. One of those things, what that guy said, which is what? Story. Once the person is, you know that you are losing them, give a story, they are looking back at you because people like gossip. Yes, how else do you build your, what was the question I was asking you? Yes, connect. You have said one, somebody else. Yes. That was before. When they have not arrived, how do you connect with them? When you must know them, actually. That's important. That's part of preparation. You must know the kind of audience. Smile. Smile. I think it was one of those days that we have practical sessions. One of the people that came here speaking and she was smiling, she already eased herself of the tension. You have already eased the tension because one thing about smile, your smile will attract another smile. It's contagious. Highly contagious. So if you smile, there is every tendency that 1 or 2, 3% will smile back at you and you begin to focus your attention on them. Another way to connect. Yes. Ask questions. Ask questions. Very, very important. Ask questions. Depending on the kind of thing you want to do, create a question around it that will get their feedback. And you may not need to ask a question that requires one person's answer. You can ask a question that does not even require a direct answer, a rhetorical question that makes them to just think. Yeah, that's one way to connect. Another way. What do you mean by response?
It depends on the program also. Okay. They normally give them what you say something and
they'll give it back to you. Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's good. Another way to connect. Don't say it's not easy because I'm not the one saying it. You're not part of your exam. Yes.
So I think you should also use languages that you are familiar with.
Yes, languages that you are familiar with. Yeah, it helps you connect with them. Yeah. Be audible. Be what? Be audible. Once they can hear you, they will start talking. Once they can hear you, they will start doing what? They will start talking. Be audible. Another way, yes. It's like story now. It's part of story. You can relate a recent event. Yeah. Another way to connect is to greet. Is to do what? Greet them. And even tell them to help you greet their neighbor. You have already softened the atmosphere. Because sometimes the atmosphere will be very, very harsh on you. Greet them. Good morning, you're looking good. Good to see all of you today. Can you help me say welcome to your neighbor and ensure that your neighbor has a good smile on her face? Everybody has smile on your behalf. You have softened the atmosphere. You can now do what? You can now move. So greeting is very, very important. Another way people connect is to give facts and figures that they don't know before. And let me tell you this in passing. More than 80% of the statistics that people that speak used to use, they are unverified statistics. Are you aware that 80% of Nigerians are living below poverty is not true? But they will get your attention. They did not do that analysis, they did not do that statistics. They just use their mind. But it will get your attention. Data that you are not aware of. Yes. Do you know there are more people buying slippers than those that are buying shoes? So wow. Talk to me. Talk to me. Really? You have collected their what? Their attention. Or give them a point. I don't know how to present this now. Give them a point that is contrary to what everybody believes. there is a belief that, okay, if I say things like this, I know you must have heard this before. Jesus even used it. I know you must have heard this before, that when prayer does not work, turn to praise. But I want to tell you, if prayer does not work, praise will also not work. See, I have said, now you want to understand why I said so. All of you will listen to the end. And if I'm a good speaker, the real reason why it is so, I will say it at the end. And I will keep telling you along the way that I will tell you at the end. Because people like gossip. You can also start by saying there are 3 important things that everyone that is going to be successful in the university must know. The third one is the most important one. Number 1. Yes. Even online, don't you see it on YouTube videos and the WhatsApp, Instagram videos?